Subscribe to the Mystic Vibrations Shock of the Hour program today and never miss another episode. The Shock of the Hour is a Radio Anu exclusive program produced every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. By now, I am sure that you are aware that all our programs are packed with information, inspiration, mystic vibrations, as well as hot button topics. Every evening we enter into a different dimension, even if it is a part 2 of the previous program, whether it's history or mystery, biology or philosophy, domestic affairs or the locks of your hair. The mystic vibration is sure to bring something new and interesting to the table every evening. So never miss another episode again. Subscribe to the Shock of the Hour now. And don't forget your Kiswahili word of the day and your daily scientific fact. So, to subscribe, give us an email, priestisaac27@gmail.com, or call or WhatsApp us today. Area code 1268-728-3162. The Shock of the Hour. Never miss another program. And a special note to all our new subscribers. All our new subscribers will receive a special copy of the DVD documentary, full length, The Night of the Black Tiger, The Divinity of Marcus Messiah God.
And yes, blessed love, give thanks for the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie first. I am your host, Honorable Prince Almasi, and we have Honorable Priest Isaac and Honorable Princess Akecha Manen, who is going to bring your Kiswahili word of the day for you. And tonight is the Shock of the Hour. And tonight's Shock of the Hour is stolen organs. Princess is now going to say the Kiswahili word of the day. Blessed love, Princess Akecha Manen.
Blessed love, good day to everyone. Jambo, today's Kiswahili word of the day is uka tayari. That means, are you ready? Well, I am ready for this phrase. Anyways, I am going to use this phrase in 3 sentences. Let us begin. Je, usiku je, uko tayari kwenda. Are you ready to go? Je, uko tayari kupumzika. Are you ready? Are you ready to rest? Je, uko tayari kucheza. Are you ready to play? That's all for the Kiswahili word of the day. Hold it. But before I go, I'd like to tell you that J-E, I think it's pronounced as do in Kiswahili. Kwaheri. Tutonane tena. Bye. We'll see you again.
Oh well, thanks for that Kiswahili word of the day, the ancient African tongue from Kenya, Uganda, etc. Now, Honorable Priest Isaac is going to talk about stolen organs. Blessed love, Honorable Priest Isaac.
Yes, Honorable, give thanks, blessed love, to the Master of Ceremonies this evening. Give thanks to your introduction and give thanks to the blessed day. Today being the 29th day of August 2018. Welcoming each and every one to the Shock of the Hour for this evening. Radio Anu. We're talking about the international flavor, the universal spice. And this, of course, as you know, is the mystic vibration. For those who do not know, the Shock of the Hour is a program that comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, right here on the Mystic Vibration, and it is a part of the program itself where we address the meat of the program, the topic. As the young prince said, tonight's reasoning, we're going to be reasoning on stolen organs. And I don't mean instruments stolen from the church. We're talking about heart, lungs, and other things. But when we get there, so this is a program that literally comes to you almost every so-called weekday, from Monday to Thursday. And for those who may not know, you could definitely become a part of our subscription team, where you would literally get each and every edition of the program the evening that it is completed, or at least by early the next day. And for you to be a part of our subscription family, all you have to do is email us as priestisaac27@gmail.com and never miss another edition of the Shock of the Hour at all. So I give thanks, and this is an interesting evening tonight. As I said, I know this is the 60th anniversary of the birthday of Michael Jackson. Michael, what's his middle name?
Joseph.
Michael Joseph Jackson there.
Actually, his daddy's name is Joseph.
Yes.
Joe
Jackson. And as Honorable Princess Acacia Menon, who I really was coming to you to just to touch that key Swahili word of the day one more time. That one tonight, it went so fast, I must say, but let us hear that one again.
It says Uko Tayari.
Uko Tayari. And that is
Are you ready?
Are you ready? So that's it. Uko Tayari. Are you ready? And I really do give thanks, Honorable Princess, again for you bringing forward this key Swahili word of the day. I want my listeners to comprehend. It's not me that is teaching the princess Swahili. It's she that is teaching me. This is not a part of key Swahili as such. Is not a part of our curriculum as such that we set up, but it is something that the Honorable Princess has taken upon herself. Yes, with encouragement from I and I, of course, but she is the one that, that really said, well, yeah, I'm doing it. And she has studied the language. She can speak it to some degree. She can definitely, to some level translate, and it is just getting better and better. So what she's speaking here is her own knowing and knowledge and the dedication to the program itself. It is really more around her than me. So give thanks again, Princess, for the daily word and for the dedication. So give us that word again.
Uko Tayari.
And are you ready? Okay, well, and you used it in some sentences, what do you have there?
I have Uko Tayari Kwenda and Je Uko Tayari Kupumzika.
Okay, and respectively, that's are you ready to go and are you ready to rest? What people call sleep, I'm sure.
Yeah,
okay.
Like sleep.
Yeah. Well, give thanks, Honorable Princess, for that. What I want to highlight tonight is something that is not new news, it's old news really. I'm sure you could remember several years ago, the brother Kendrick Johnson and his mysterious death, murder, etc. I don't even know what really became of that case, but I'm going to just use this to launch us off into the discussion. A lot of people are not aware of the whole aspect of not only was his death very mysterious, but they actually had to dig up this brother's body a second time. Well, not a second time. They had to dig it up. Not a second time. They had to dig it up. Yeah, that's what I mean. Because they buried him, and because the investigation was looking shady, they got the permission to go for the body again, so they could do another test, autopsy, or some sort of examination on the body to really see why he died. Because this brother somehow ended up in some big gym mats, like some oversized yoga mats, and he was caught wrapped in the mats, or one of the mat, and he was found dead. Really, they have him on videotape, on surveillance tape, and all of these different things. But when they brought up the body, the chief individual that examined the body said, well, there were no organs in here. And he was stuffed with newspapers. Now that's just Kendrick Johnson, and that made news. The clip we're going to run here right now is from CNN News. But what I'm saying is that that's a regular thing. I have my own brother, not brother like brother, because I don't have a brother. I don't have a brother. Well, not that I know of it, but I don't think but I don't have a brother like that. I have sisters, but I don't have a brother. But a brother of mine is really my cousin. I just won't even call his name. You may know who it is. But his mother, when she passed on, and they sent down her body from the US, she was stuffed with newspapers too, right here in Antigua. I ain't lying. I'm talking about my cousin there. My cousin, you understand? And I'm sure he could testify for you. You know, he's no 25. If I call his name now, he can answer me right now and come downstairs. Let's just put it like that. You understand? So ain't no make-believe story, I'm telling you. You understand? So his mother, when they sent back her body here, is newspaper she had in her. I didn't see this on CNN News. No, nobody had to tell me this. I'm just trying to show, you know, how real this is. So if this can happen to Auntie so-and-so, won't call her name, and that could happen to Kendrick Johnson, the world's famous, that's happening to almost everybody that dies. Almost everybody. Especially, you know, of a certain age. Well, Auntie was up there in age, but if they're taking out her thing, you could imagine what they're taking out of the young, fresh people that pass on. You take this thing as a joke. This is CNN News we're giving you here. CNN, the world's trusted, you know, mystic vibration.
It's the second time Jacqueline Johnson cried next to her son Kendrick's grave. The first time he was being lowered into the ground. This time he's being pulled out of it.
Did you ever expect you'd have to exhume his body?
No, I didn't expect to have to bury his body.
In June, Kendrick's body was sent to Florida. The Johnsons hired Dr. Bill Anderson to conduct an independent second autopsy. In that autopsy, Anderson told the Johnsons he'd found evidence that Kendrick died as the result of a blow to the neck and not accidental asphyxia, after slipping into a rolled gym mat at school, as investigators in Georgia had said. But what Dr. Anderson did not find shocked them.
When we got the body for the second autopsy, that organs, the heart, lungs, liver, etc., were not with the body.
The brain?
The brain, they were all absent.
Every organ from...
Hold on. So the lungs, liver, even the brain was gone. The brain was gone. Lungs, liver, heart. The brain was gone.
From the top of Kendrick's head to his pelvis, gone. And his family had no idea.
We have been let down again. And when we buried Kendrick, we thought we was burying Kendrick, not half of Kendrick.
I'm not sure at this point who did not return the organs to the body, but I know when we got the body, the organs were not there.
So CNN contacted the two entities that had custody of Kendrick's body and access to his organs. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation, which conducted the first autopsy in January, and Harrington Funeral Home, which the Johnsons chose to embalm and prepare Kendrick's body for burial days later. A spokeswoman for the state tells CNN after its autopsy, the organs were placed in Johnson's body, the body was closed, then the body was released to the funeral home. State investigators say it's their normal practice, but what happened after his body arrived at the funeral home was anything but normal.
What was in the place of the organs?
Newspaper.
Newspaper.
Dr. Anderson showed me the pictures of Kendrick's body he'd taken during the second autopsy.
It's a
Black Friday ad, J.C. Penney ad.
Yes.
Stuff in the newspaper and like he was a garbage can inside his body. It's unbelievable.
I'd imagine that that's a different kind of pain.
Yeah. Why do you think that there would be newspaper stuffed in your child?
I never heard of that before. Never.
Neither had the founder of a National Embalming Academy contacted by CNN, who said it's not consistent with the standards of care in the industry. Nor had the president of the National Association of Medical Examiners, who told CNN he's never heard of this practice.
Why would the funeral home discard his organs and stuff them with newspaper?
The question is, why did he tell us?
So what exactly did the Harrington Funeral Home do with Kendrick's organs? And why was he stuffed with old newspaper? We went to their office to find out, but their response to us? No comment. However, in a letter to the Johnsons' attorney, Harrington Funeral Home owner Antonio Harrington denies he received Kendrick's organs. He writes in part, his internal organs were destroyed through natural process and henceforth were discarded before the body was sent back to Valdosta. It's another disappointing answer for parents determined to know what happened to their son before and now after his death. And they admit they're struggling.
Unbearable, just about. Only thing that can wake you up in the morning is just to keep pushing.
Victor Blackwell joins us now. This is an unbelievable newspaper inside this young man's body. I understand there's an investigation into where Kendrick Johnson's organs went and why. What do we know about it?
Well, Anderson, we contacted the Georgia Secretary of State's office because they issued licenses to funeral homes. We wanted to check on the history of Harrington Funeral Home. And when we told them why we were calling, they decided that they too wanted to know where are Kendrick Johnson's organs, and they wanted to know more about this process, this practice of stuffing bodies with newspapers, something that they'd never heard of either.
How was the family's autopsy doctor able to determine the cause of death then?
Yeah, I asked him, if the organs aren't there, how can you determine how Kendrick died? Well, he says that essentially blunt force trauma was not in the organs, it was in the right side jaw, which was actually noted as bruised during the paramedics report on the day he was found. He dissected the jaw, which had not been dissected in the first autopsy, found bleeding under the skin. He dissected the left side as well, did not find the bleeding, and he concluded that that bruising indicated, also with the bleeding, that there was blunt force trauma, that Kendrick took that blow to.
Okay, let's hold it there. Yes, it doesn't have too much longer to go, but let's leave it at that. Okay, I think that's the main point there. I think we got exactly what we needed to get. Interesting, isn't it? All right. So the Georgia Bureau of Investigation says that they put back in the organs. I found that mystic. Put them back in. Okay. That's what they said. They put it back in. So they had to come out? I don't know. They put them back in and sewed back up the body. It is natural procedure. So he's from Georgia. He died in Georgia. That's it. Yeah. This Bureau investigation is people that were doing the investigation, and then they sent it to Harrington Funeral Home, and now Anthony Harrington is telling reporters that when they got the body, they didn't have no organs.
So they take out his private part as well?
Well, as the man said, from his head to his pelvis. I don't know if it's just internal organs. We do refer to the phallic of a man as part. Well, it's part of the reproductive system. It's a sexual organ, But I don't know what these killers really did. But the point is that, okay, if you notice, everybody is saying they've never heard of that before. Blackwell, that did the interview, he never heard of that before. Anderson Cooper, he never heard of that before. The parents They never heard of that before. I believe them, that they never heard of it. But not because they never heard of it, mean that it's not happening to almost everybody that goes through these funeral homes, not just Harrington alone. Because I've heard of it. I mean, let's not play around, man. This never heard of it kind of crap. It is just to deaden us. And when I say, if I was to tell you all of this is slavery, you're going to say, oh, what slavery has to do with this? I might almost be changing the subject to get into that, you know, man. What slavery has to do with this? Now, come on, just do some history. All you have to do is backtrack. Do the Sankofa vibes. Just backtrack a few hundred years alone. Take it step by step, year by year, decade by decade. Just backtrack. Look at the geopolitics, look at your economic system, look at the social system. Just backtrack, you know. Look at the entertainment business. Look at the educational system. Look at your local politics, but backtrack. You know, do an evaluation of now. You know, with all the killings we talk about, and this man kill and that man kill, and police crime and black on black crime. Never heard of white on white crime, you know, but you always hear about this black on black crime, all of that. Check the phrases that are used, you know, the subliminal messages, the labels. Just backtrack. Try to follow it good. And when you jump off of the slave ship, backtrack again and see who you were. Man, this is slavery going on, man. What are you talking about? You're taking a golden child and taking out its organs. Who made you Anubis? Eh? Who made you an Egyptian mummifier to be taking out our organs? When we took out organs, it was for a holy purpose, not to sell to somebody else. Not to sell to the billionaire with the highest bid. Not to sell to some old dying demon. As we mentioned in the program gone, the old lizard them used to take the little black boy. I shouldn't even call them lizards. I'm not a lizard fan, but trust me, you got to rate lizards more than these so-called people. The so-called slave master would take the little boy or the little girl and put his feet on them to retract through the soul, to take through the soul the energy of that child that will heal him or heal her. You know, that's the science of the healing. That's the science of the close proximity. You know, so when imagine that if you can put your feet on someone and suck their energy because of the chi, the energy. It's the chi that's within the young black child that they know they can suck through the soul and the feet and the soul and the palms of your hand. The energy and vibration can go in and out. All that stuff you see the king do with his hand, Haile Selassie, and the fingertips touching fingertips, and so that ain't no joke around thing, you know. That ain't nothing to play around with. To be honest, I don't do the double. I tell people that people vex with me. You know, when two people do the sign of Seal of Solomon, you know, Haile Selassie put his hand together and do the Seal of Solomon. That's how I pray. You know, the Seal of Solomon, some people call it the Trinity. Well, sometimes when we take in pictures, we like to do the double seal, like I do half and somebody else come and do half, and we take a picture. I mean, I don't say it's something is wrong with it. No, nobody needs to get upset. But because it's such it's a power thing, you know, when you put the tips of the fingers together, it's like an energy circulating, because energy flies out of your fingertips, your palm, and the sole of your feet. Yeah, straight up, you can bring in and take out energy by these spots, your palm of your hands, your fingertips, the sole of your feet. That's why you see people do magic and Shazam! And on them old cartoons, you see the lightning flying out the finger. Bzz, 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 bzz. because there's an energy flying out of the fingers. It's true, it's reality. So I'm not saying two people cannot do that, you know. Don't let me go cramp your style. But it's not something I practice. I don't really practice that. Say, hey, where's the priest? Take a picture with me now. Let's go, come, put your hands up. No, I just don't feel no way, brother. I don't do that. What do you mean? I don't do that. Let's take a picture when I'm done, I'll explain to you. You know, some man might need want to take the picture again. So I'm just showing you. So in the same way, that's why they would put their feet on the little black child's belly to suck out the energy. But we explained this in one of our previous programs. I can't even remember which program it was. But now, so if that can heal you, I remember in that same program I was speaking about King David when he was an old man. He got a young virgin, a virgin too, to just lay with him. And the warmth of her and her energy, electromagnetic energy, revived old King David. It's the same thing. So the thing is now, I'm saying that when they take the organs of these melanated youths, these rich, powerful youths, and put them into other people, it revives them. It energizes them. Not just that they needed a new liver or needed a new heart, you know, but the type of heart that they get. You think these demons don't know that? This is not this. So these people that they never heard of this. And when I say I believe the parents, not that I'm making no excuse for them, you know. Because we need to hear this. I'm feeling very happy, you know. This is 2010. What's the name of that organization? What's the organization, dear princess?
The Electronic Intifada.
Oh, Intifada. Give thanks. And the person that wrote that article?
Gillian C. York.
Gillian C. York. Give thanks. Israeli media first to report Haitian organ theft. Okay, let's read this. This is 2010, 19th of February. There is considerable speculation following the removal of Lady Jenny Tong on the 14th of February from her position as health critic for the Liberal Democratic Party in the UK's House of Lords, following her statement calling for an inquiry into claims that the Israeli military stole organs during its relief work in Haiti last month. This is 2010. And again, I can speak of firsthand. I was in Haiti when that whole rumor was spread, because it's the Israeli people that came into Haiti first after the earthquake. You understand? So it was big talk going around. And you see it here, that Lady Jenny Tong, she talking too much with her tongue. Lady Jenny Tong on Valentine's Day. Okay, the Valentine's swines. Well, I still say 14th of February from her position. She was removed from her position as health critic. So she criticized what's going on in the health sector for the Liberal Democratic Party in the UK's House of Lords. Why they move her? And she just recently made a statement calling as a critic, you know. You know what a critic is? The person that criticizes, meaning that when you say critique something, although we use the term criticize, but by right, there's nothing wrong in critiquing something. If you do a work like we write a book, we gotta critique it. You know, just make sure it's balanced. You know, so that's what she's doing, trying to make sure it's balanced. So she was criticizing as such. She was calling for an inquiry. She wants us to look into the claims that the Israeli military, the Jewish people, stole organs during its relief work in Haiti last month. So that means that when they went to Haiti, they were stealing organs. The Israeli people, French people stealing and kidnapping children from Central Africa, from Chad or Cameroon. It's organs they're looking for. Yeah? Some of these people, when we did the program with the Ethiopian Princess Hannah, I think that's the program we were speaking of it. I think that's the same program we were mentioning, putting the feet on the little black child. I think that's the program. Them killers adopt black people from Ethiopia and sell their organs too. That's why they do that. They do that. Nobody can tell me they don't do that. And use the organs for themselves, talking about she died and this and that, and hook up with the funeral home. So the funeral home and the autopsy people can just take out the organ and give it back to them, or they go to the doctor and put it in them or sell it or whatever. An organ worth plenty money. Enough dollars for a liver, you know, man. Enough money for a heart. Enough money for lungs. And these vampires have this as a business. These vampires, this is what you call bloodsuckers, not them mosquitoes. This is real Draculas here, brother. Wicked people. And these are the same people you meet all the time, you know. These are the same people you see coming off of these cruise ships. These are the same people you see in the supermarket. Hello, how are you? Hey, what a pretty little boy. Some of them is killers. Some of them is real snakes, not even snake. I gotta stop calling these people any form of animal. The only animals, we have to call them frogs or toads. Maybe that's the only animal I would relate to these people here. Man. Even that sounded a little harsh to me, how these people so demonic. The question I pose is whether Tongue was wrong in her claims to the Jewish Chronicle, which I would argue. Okay, but were the claims originated in but where the claims originated in the first place, pardon me, which is the Jewish Chronicle. Now, what I'm saying here, you know, is that Kendrick Johnson, yes, that's one case. And according to mommy and daddy, they didn't know anything about that. What's his name there? Anderson Cooper said he didn't know anything about that. He never hear of that. No, that is what I'm saying. I found that mystic. He was in Haiti too. He was in Haiti too. And although it's not something that is pumped hard, I'm sure CNN would have mentioned this, even if it, you know, they didn't have no hard evidence. It was on BBC News for weeks when the French people were trying to kidnap people in Central Africa, kidnapping children, some sort of missionary organization, some sort of do-well organization, some sort of French Peace Corps. Peace Corps, I think, was formed by John F. Kennedy. It's like an organization similar to Red Cross, these organizations that come and try to assist, you know, deprived people in Africa, you know, poor people in India, you know, let's stick to Africa for the moment, but they don't come in for no cause that they see, and that's just the fact. We need to just stop running around the bush. Red Cross is the Rosicrucians, you know, man. A cross full of blood, you know, man. A bloody cross coming in to help us. We don't want to help from no bloody cross. I'm not British, man. No bloody cross. In fact, the Red Cross is the British flag. It's the flag of the Knights of the Templars. And if you take all these triangles out of the British flag, you're left with that red cross on the white background. When you pass through London, you see enough of these people have the Knights of the Templars flag sticking out the window. That's their flag. That's what they defend. You know what I mean? The Red Cross. So just a few days ago, a few months ago, pardon me, there was this big thing about the billions of dollars Red Cross got for some relief for some hurricane island. And not even months ago, years ago, the same Haiti too. The amount of money that was pledged to Haiti through the Red Cross, that Haiti don't see nothing in comparison to what was really pledged. People pledged billions of dollars to Haiti's reconstruction. Not just pledge, send. Some of us on our phone, we text a $10 and text a $20, and it would go through here, there, and the Red Cross came up wanted. This is international news, you know. Even if I don't have every date and every time correct, I know people know what I'm talking about. This is international news. This is no conspiracy theory. Red Cross has been found wanted. You understand? Remember, these are people that deal with blood, you know. Red Cross, when you hear about Red Cross, you're thinking about blood, you know. And
Ruddy.
Yeah, Ruddy, exactly, yes, exactly. That's etymology there for you. And this is where the whole Red Cross and the first aid kit come in. You know, them people snatching organs. Some of these big companies. Look, the other day, the Minister of Health here in Antigua talking about, you have to say it like that, they banning Roundup. You know, Roundup that you spray the plants with, and some other thing from Monsanto. And my listeners might say, wow, you burning fire on them? Well, I wasn't really burning fire on him. I wasn't. I'm not burning no fire on nobody. You know, but I'm not saying it like if I'm giving him no clap. Because these same people, I mean, they know who I am, you know. We've been talking about that for years. Years. You know, but Monsanto, I think they lost some sort of court case the other day and had to pay millions of dollars, something of the sort, dealing with their false food that they promoted. And some product was banned somewhere else. And so they, in Antigua and some other Caribbean islands, decided to look into Monsanto. But people like me, people like Priest Kailash, people like Brother Shango, in the Caribbean I talking, in Antigua, in St. Lucia, these same islands that say they're banning Monsanto now. We weren't just whispering. These people that say they don't want no Roundup in the country are people we know personally. People that we sit down with in the office and tell them, man, just watch the Roundup advertisement. It's pure dandelion they're killing. Talking about the killing weeds. Pure dandelion they're licking out, talking about get it at the root. Get it at the root. Well, you're killing dandelion better than lettuce. So that is a subliminal message to show you that they're not into nothing. They're killing off all the holy herbs, the spiritual herbs. Dandelion, don't play around with dandelion, man. That's not just good for what is good for? Your diabetes or whatever. You know. Dandelion is a spiritual herb, you know. These herbs run Jumbi, you know. Zumbi, well, I shouldn't say that. They run ghosts then, let's put it that way. Them unholy ghosts. Yeah, that is what dandelion does. It's dandelion. You get it? They cut your root. No evil spirit can come around you when you burn cudgel root in your house. Just get the cudgel root, dry it. The guinea grass I talking, man, the guinea hen weed. You dry that and you just put some hot coconut shells for Vishnu and burn your house and smoke that out the house, man. No Jumbi, I keep saying Jumbi. No foul spirit can come in your house. Because Jumbi come from Zumbi, you know, from Zambi, Jumbi, Zambi, and Zumbi, and Zumbi is the god of Congo. We just covered that a few nights ago. You understand? And that same guinea hen weed, or kojo, if you're from Jamaica, you must know it as guinea hen, you see me? You take that and you dry that in a bark, and you wash your skin with that bush. Man, whoever trying to do any evil spell to you, they're having problems. That's what you call spiritual baths. I know you prefer your spiritual baths and your bath bombs, your rose petals. Rose petals, and you know, of course rose petals are wonderful too. I don't mean no artificial oil and no little incense and no little rock, nothing. The bush in the ground, the same thing the Roundup trying to kill. I'm not losing the point. I'm right on the point. The same thing they show you killing, the roundup killing on the TV. Them is bush that run evil spirits. That's my point. It's a point I'm making. It's not like I'm talking about something else. It's a point I'm making. That's a bush that run evil spirit. So you wash your skin with the cudgel. You blend it and drink it. So it's working internally as well. Gone into your veins. Yeah, man. The ancestors will rejoice even for that, you know. So I'm just saying, so this whole thing about our organs is serious, and I'm just saying to you, my people, that is why it's important for us to not only feed ourselves and all of that, we need to even bury ourselves. I don't know nobody to go bury themselves. I mean, when our people pass on, you obviously can't send them to Harrington Funeral Home. I wonder how business is going with Harrington, because anybody that's crazy enough to take their loved ones to Harrington after they pass on, well, I mean, you deserve what you get. I mean, this is CNN World International News. Harrington say that they don't know what happened to the organs, and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation saying they don't know what happened to the organs. People, take this serious, eh? Take this serious. This is not a jokey subject. We all have people that pass on. Even now I'm meditating on people that pass on for me. You know, and the amount of money we have to spend just to get them out of the way, as they put it. And some of us, you know, we too dread, you know, so we say, bonfire upon the dead, brother. The dead, the boy, bonfire and the dead. Because people tell you your body is not you. Other people tell you your body is not you. The real you is the spirit. And you may even say, I say that. Well, I mean, no, the physical is you too. This is me. It's me. You know, it is me. Because when I separate from it, it's going to disappear. It's going to go back to the dust unless you try some kind of way to keep it around as long as you can. But what I'm saying is this. When people pass on, right, they leave things behind. To the point that even though somebody else use it, occupied, like a house or a car or even a business, people still refer to the business, the house and the car as if it belongs to the person that done dead and leave the house, the car and the business. Yeah man, that's so-and-so house, but is his son living in the house now? Or somebody take over the house, or the house was sold and people still say it's his house. Oh, that's his car, but he not driving the car, he dead. But you know, his family driving the car. Yeah man, boy, if the car still look good, you understand? So the point is the same thing with his physical body. His physical body was his house while his spirit was in it. His physical body was his car. So in the same way you want to take care of his car, because it was his, and you want to take care of his clothes and his best suit and keep him in memory, it's the same way you're going to deal with his body. Don't just throw his body aside and say, well, you're too dread and that's not him. But then you're going to say, man, we have to make sure we keep so-and-so, keep up the car, you know, because big man used to keep his car good. Well, the same way about his body. So I'm showing you, we have a science when you come to putting down the dead. We don't big up too much in a funeral and so. I don't big up not too much in a funeral. And that's the problem. Religion again, you know, man. Because some of us, we too dread, and the Bible says this and that. So the holy people are supposed to Nazarite vow, and you don't go around there and all kind of thing. So we kind of lose. We come to the point that we don't go around dead. We throw away our dead. Well, let me tell you something. You got to be serious. Because some of you go in the supermarket, you catch the train, and you go on the bus. They have dead in them place there. The supermarket for sure have a whole aisle dedicated to the dead. Not an aisle, aisles dedicated to the dead. On the freezer, you're walking through a morgue when you're walking through a supermarket, you know, especially if you pass in the meat section and the butcherman section, all the meat you say you don't eat. But in the same way that you can go in a supermarket, you can go in a morgue. Because dead they have in there. I'm just showing you. You know, I'm not telling you to go in no morgue, you know. But because sometimes we overdread, I just want us to think before we talk, you know. And I'm not telling you don't go in the supermarket. I go in supermarket. I don't make it a business to be visiting no morgue. But yet still I could understand the science of it. I'm just showing you. So it's important that you can even look at these things on this level. So just when you comprehend that, you know, even as an individual. Yeah, so I'm just saying all that for you not to discard your loved ones when they leave their property behind. And I don't think they had any more sacred property than the physical form that they were moving in. So when you allow somebody to take out their organs and you just put the shell of them, maybe even bones and so come out, and you take the shell of them and put that in the ground and the organs still here and in people's bodies, if you are a spiritual person, that ain't no good thing. If you understand how the spirit world works, that ain't no good thing. And most of you know that a soul doesn't really get rest until the body is buried. You know that. You know that. There was a case just here. There was a case here, a real serious case where a person could not be buried for years. Real witchcraft business right here in Antigua. To tell the truth, when they were carrying the body to the morgue, the coffin fell out of the hearse and the body just dropped on the floor in the middle of St. John's right here in Antigua. You know, and because of an investigation, they could not bury that body. You know, and it's a long story, and I'm not going into it, but it's well known in the island. You know, the person really called on the radio to and said this body not going to bury for such and such because they don't go and pay the voodoo man and rah rah rah. Yeah, that's what it happened right here in Antigua. But I'm just showing you. So the thing is, so this body that was not buried for so long, old people will tell you that soul is not at rest. You know, and there's nothing spooky about that. It's just reality. It only makes sense. Even you, when someone pass on, until you see them go down in the ground, it's as if your soul not at rest neither. Some people. The point I'm making, if there's that spiritual connection with a human physical when they pass, what do you think is happening when half of them is left behind and you stuff them with newspaper and then put them in the ground? Just think of that. And their heart in somebody else. And their brain is used by somebody else. Their brain, you know, man. What kind of craziness is this? And liver and lungs gone somewhere else and sold to the highest bidder. Just think about that. So as revolutionary as we are, and freedom fighters, and liberators, and we too conscious, and we don't eat rice, and all the talk that we have, when our loved ones decide to go into the ancestral realms, we take their precious physical being and give it to Harrington and tell them dress it up, and we're coming back for it in 7 or 14 days, and paying rent to keep it on ice when they could have just buried it the next day. But we have to wait for this and that to fly in from New York, and that have to fly in from here, and auntie this have to come from here, and she have to take the day off. She getting the week off next weekend, so we waiting on them. Which is another level altogether, because sometimes we're talking about people that we know were leaving this plane. We know they were going. Don't you think if we spent half of that money and half of that time and came and gave them some love, they would be here longer? But we wait till the dead to come around now, bring the best clothes and come in the most fancy, and we rent a limousine to go bury Granny. When with a little more love, Granny would have been here next 10 years. Yeah? If Charmaine could fly in from New York once a year, Granny would have been here for a little more, if we could come together more and bring them same flowers and bring some of the nice dress that we would have put on at the funeral and say, Granny, here's a new dress. Granny will be around a little longer, but we don't live so. So we have to wait for everybody to come. Everybody, you spending $1,000 every day or more to keep the dead on ice while they taking out organs, while they maybe shaving off the hair too. I can imagine the kind of things that happen in these dead houses to your loved ones. Because I've given you example that I know firsthand of our family coming from the US, and when she come back here, she was stuffed with newspaper. Not CNN, not Anderson Cooper. Priest Isaac telling you what he know firsthand. So whoever never hear about that, I have heard about that. So you can only imagine where Auntie's heart is now, where her liver is now, where the other parts of it now. It's a system, and the hospital is involved, doctors are involved, nurses involved, the medical industry is involved, pharmaceutical companies involved, all sorts of grave diggers involved, law enforcement authority involved. You got to get them involved. It's a real wicked, wicked world we're living in, man. This ain't no nice world. The earth is nice, but the world is wicked. Even when you're dead, you have to still be checking for yourself. That's the far right. Holy Manuel I. Gracias, Jah, Rastafari. Sorry to come with such a doom and gloom kind of program, you know what I mean? Yeah, I must say. You know, I promise that we're gonna make it a little, you know, look at something more positive next night, but it's just reality, and we have to see this. This is something else, man. This is deadly on the physical level, and it's deadly on the social level, and it's even deadly on the spiritual level, to be taking out people's organs and then and before you come in master of ceremonies, and doing it to the family is one thing, but now being opportunists, rushing into Cameroon and grabbing up dozens of children, rushing into Haiti, you could imagine them digging through the rubbles and picking up dead people and carrying them back to their old dusty tents and cutting out heart and lungs and putting them in jars. The wicked evil self, I'm telling you. Praise Farai, Holy Manuel I, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Remember to subscribe if you have not subscribed to the Mystic Vibration Shock of the Hour. King, you tell them to subscribe, they might listen to you.
Please.
But give thanks, you know, my Lord. I'll turn it over to the Master of Ceremony, the Honorable Prince.
Please subscribe for our daily Shock of the Hour. And as you know, if you know your Bible and you do not know your history, the knowledge of your Bible will become a mystery. And it takes some realize to realize the real eyes that are amongst us. Holy Manuel I, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Blessed.
Subscribe to the Mystic Vibrations Shock of the Hour program today and never miss another episode. The Shock of the Hour is a Radio Anu exclusive program produced every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. By now, I am sure that you are aware that all our programs are packed with information, inspiration, mystic vibrations, as well as hot button topics. Every evening we enter into a different dimension, even if it is a part 2 of the previous program, whether it's history or mystery, biology or philosophy, domestic affairs or the locks of your hair. The Mystic Vibration is sure to bring something new and interesting to the table every evening. So never miss another episode again. Subscribe to the Shock of the Hour now. And don't forget your key Swahili word of the day and your daily scientific fact. So, to subscribe, give us an email, priestisaac27@gmail.com, or call or WhatsApp us today. Area code 1268-728-3162. The shock of the hour. Never miss another program. And a special note to all our new subscribers. All our new subscribers will receive a special copy of the DVD documentary, full length, The Night of the Black Tiger, The Divinity of Marcus Messiah God.